We're ripping off the bat.
Nice experience welcoming for the first time to WWDC.
snacks.
What it do, snackers, snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with Jokes and Sin, and you are now tuned in to Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about all things that are happening in pop culture. And today, Jokes, you got a funky background, bro.
Hey, we had some wrestling conversations before this that we recorded, so I kept the background.
Hey, bro, that's not a Gundam. That's not a Power Ranger, bro. Yeah. I feel like you're cheating, you know what I'm saying, on your first love.
It's wrestling.
It is. It's with a hard W. Doctor Who says hello all.
What up?
Nana says good evening, fellas.
Hey, mama.
Zayna says good evening.
What up, Zay?
Yo.
Specifically how she likes to get down. I'm going to assume that you guys can't see the chat. That's going to make tonight slightly difficult, but we're going to make it work.
No chat work.
Now, Joe, you have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to doing your job.
Well,
You're gonna have to work hard today. That's how it's gonna be. While Jokes is getting that together, Sin, you have a job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, and Ellis Mbe. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
You folks are the real MVPs.
Facts.
I mean, y'all the highest tier MVPs. All the patrons are MVPs. Keep it up.
Very true.
We appreciate all of you. We really do. Listen, I want to take a moment to reiterate that if you follow the link that Jokes is so magnanimously adding to your chats all over the place, you are very welcome, Zay. That was very on purpose. We tight a break, comes back and goes crazy. I'm gonna leave that. That's for a different kind of chat. What up, Tot? Tot, you are supposed to be coming on an episode so we can talk about Mariah Carey. Just throwing it out there. I'm making it known. You know what I'm saying? Andrew says, good evening, guys. Sorry I was not live with Spoiler Boys. Working other stressful things in life. But listen, Spoiler Boys wasn't live anyway.
Yeah,
we recorded offline. In this case, we recorded offline. Sometimes we do it live. And uploaded it. Feel free to go and check that at any time. If you are interested in hearing what we had to say about Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, I highly recommend you just Google Spoiler Boys, Spider-Man. It's going to be there. We will be discussing Spider-Verse at some point today, but there won't be any spoilers. We're just going to give some overall impressions as far as that's concerned. Now, I do want to throw out the reminder really quickly that if you jump over to our Spreadshirt shop, we do have new Pride shirts that are currently available. They were on sale 20% off up through the 5th, so that was yesterday. However, starting tomorrow and through Sunday, so the 7th through the 11th, free shipping. So I do want you to be aware of that, and just to do our due diligence, to give you some ideas of what it is you're looking at. There are 3 new designs. The original 2 designs are still there, but we figured time to change it up. We're going to try to do this every year. But there is this design. There is this design for all the allies out there. And for those of you who like it a little more cursive, there's this design. Mm-hmm. You can get all 3 designs on a little teddy bear, or there's a little doggy if you like the doggy. And there are cups and mugs and bandanas for your dog if you want to do that, or bandanas for your humans, and there are mouse pads and phone cases and aprons and pillowcases and all sorts of other options that are there for you all. So just wanted to make sure we throw that reminder out there. Mm-hmm. So you can jump in and grab your Pride paraphernalia, if you will. Having said that, Jokes, are you prepared to talk about WWDC, the Apple Vision Pro, my guy?
So, that thing is actually
look. Go ahead.
Wrong one.
Let's talk about
Hey, hey, like I was actually not watching it live because I was working, of course, but I had to go back and look at some of the things, and I really like this thing.
All right, bro. But do you like it this much?
No comment.
That's because Tatiana watched
Right.
I'm like, you did not like it that much.
The hands on the back of his neck standing up right now.
Bro, listen, I had to really think about this. I gotta go back. First of all, let's just make this clean. Absolutely not. Tatiana says, I love you, but absolutely not. F that female. I just feel like you should get it out of your system. And like you should just talk to us. That's all I'm saying. Grinch says the soundtrack is insane, which is true. I like I appreciate the love on the dope designs. For sure. Look, J. Robert Dean says the most expensive ski goggles ever.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you ski with these on, you got crazy money. You know what I'm saying? Jokes had 6 months of work on all the excuses as to why he had to buy it. Make it work. Here's the thing, Jokes. It is a write-off. You know what I'm saying? It's like a double write-off for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying. Grant says no one likes it at $3,500, but it's for developers to make a better future, like the first iPhone was. So, on that note, very well said. Here's my thing. Let's get this out of here. Here's my thing. You know, this is WWDC. The D in WWDC is developer. This is the Worldwide Developers Conference. This is not something that is technically for the everyday person. Salute, Perp.
Perp.
However, not that they didn't show video of like families using this in the living room. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. But I just kind of want to run some things down really quickly. The Vision Pro has 12 cameras, 5 sensors, hand tracking. Well, like 2 of the cameras point down specifically so they can see your hands so that you can use them in a relaxed position. Like you don't have to hold your hands out in front of you and all that jazz. But, you know, Perp says people freaking out about the price knowing it's not for general consumer. Here's the thing. I don't know that people know it's not for the general consumer. Yeah. That's part of what I think the problem is. Justin said, shoot, that's several months of my girl's child support payments to me. I know what I'm spending that on. You know what I mean? J. Robert Dean says T has 6 months to work on the one reason to explain to officers what the noise was when they come to choke to investigate what the F was heard around world. I mean, J. Robert Dean, you have been missed. You've been busy. Look, I just want to let's put some things in perspective. 3,500 isn't super strange for Apple products. It's not. It's really not. For what this is, again, let's put it in perspective. A MacBook Pro, a 16-inch MacBook Pro is $2,400, $2,499, it's $2,500, right? There's $1,000 difference, but the MacBook Pro doesn't have 12 cameras, hand tracking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 4K screens inside. Like literally, people were watching Avatar in 3D in these glasses. It's, you know, this ain't exactly. Look, Herb said it right there. Look at the price of the Mac Pro. But the fact that it has Pro in the name isn't always a dead giveaway. Beats Pro like some kind of high-end developer version of the earbuds? No. They took that from, like the earbuds don't, they got a Pro version of those. They don't necessarily mean developer or professional specifically. J. Robert Dean said things should slow down for us at the end of June. Kelly Walks Friday. Yeah!
Beautiful.
End of an era. Very true. Yeah, I mean, look, micro OLED, like, again, there's plenty of reasons why this is the price that it is. Let's also not forget, okay, that Microsoft already did this with the HoloLens. Twice. So, I give to you Exhibit A. Are you prepared?
Oh, let's do it.
Say yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
Just say yes. Wham! You can go on Walmart and buy the HoloLens 2 right now for $6,000, dog.
Yeah.
$6,000. It is technically for developers and businesses, and here's the thing: many of these companies that do this kind of stuff, they kind of do this stuff with some sort of a strange idea of like the consumer in mind. But the reality of it is enterprise is the way to go. Like Microsoft was showing off HoloLens on E3 stages, demoing like Minecraft and like, hey, watch Netflix or whatever. The base price is the same as that. It's $3,500 for a base HoloLens. Like, $6,000 is like an enterprise version of HoloLens that comes with all kinds of other stuff built into it. It's not yet really for the consumer, and there will probably be a version where it eventually will get to being, a price that makes sense for most consumers. But again, keep in mind that Apple does sell a lot of products to a lot of people, the Studio Max. And so, like, it's not super uncommon for them to have stuff like this. This is not something for everyone. This is not how they do. So, Robert Dean said T is hiding Joe's charge card now. That ain't gonna matter. He got Apple Pay. She better hide his phone. Your wife. Brent said Apple tends to do things better. Just saying. Listen, we can fight about that for 100 years. Yeah. We can fight about that for 100 years. I mean, listen, Apple does things later, so they have an opportunity to innovate on things that have already been done. But like, by the time they do them, they're old for everybody else. Again, HoloLens is like 8 years old.
Yeah.
They introduced HoloLens when the 360 was a thing. Come on now. I mean, let's just be honest about it. But I mean, HoloLens isn't 4K. It isn't, a lot of things have changed since then. So like, is that Vision Pro going to be better than a HoloLens? Sure, because it's brand new. That's all. Knowing Apple, they'll definitely make it more consumer-friendly version of this, probably around $1,500 to match that Meta Pro thing. Listen, again, they are definitely coming after Meta. I just don't know. Apple thrives on the idea that their products are premium, whether they're premium or not. People buy them at a higher price because they tell you it's premium. They're not better. They don't work better. They're not like, they tell you it's premium, and they make a lot of things proprietary, which is not unlike a lot of Sony's business practices. I love the business practice, but the reality of it is that like, by the time they put out a $1,500 version of it, I can guarantee you there will be other headsets out there that do what it does or more at prices that are better. They just won't be Apple. And the difference is going to be that if you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's going to feel super premium because it's going to be tied into things that otherwise you just can't tie it into, like your phone and, all that kind of stuff. So that's how they do it. Nana says, let's get them for the whole family. What's up? I'm down. Say the word. Y'all heard it here first.
We did.
Sounds like somebody's
just take them joints on vacation. They may do things late. They make sure it's right to be sure it works right. I'm not. Listen, it's everybody else does something. They put it out there for developers and let people figure it out, and they leave them open source so people can do what they want to do with them. Again, we can fight that fight all day. Jokes work at Apple. We fight about it all the time. We don't really fight about it. We talk about it. We definitely talk about it. J. Robert Deans, this one's for you, so I'm not even gonna read it out loud. Price may be better. They'll spend years trying to fix it. I agree, but again, I mean, like everything that's Web3 and its metaverse is all so new, and it's all so experimental that while there's no doubt that it's going to happen, what it's going to look like and what direction it will ultimately be still remains to be seen. There are things that are happening on the internet right now that nobody could dream of at the time that the internet was made ready for consumers, and like from dial-up or otherwise. Perp says the weakest aspect to the vision is a 2-hour battery life. Would you plug it to a wall or something? I mean, that's, again, that'll be the thing they have to work the hardest to fix. And but again, it's not stuff like that. At least currently isn't the thing you're really supposed to be wearing for super long periods of time. Like, it's supposed to be long enough for you to get to a movie, maybe take it on a flight and watch something sort of in your own world and not smack somebody in the face because you can do hand gestures like in a seated position. That's, and again, the majority of the implications for it, at least currently, will be more for an enterprise purpose. So, like, again, it's a developers conference, right? So the things that they're talking about there, even all the stuff they talked about with iOS 17, while there are obviously features that are going to be important to the end user, to the consumer, the reality of it is this is to get the information in front of the developer so that they can develop apps that make use of the things that they're putting into them right now. That's really what it comes down to.
Right.
It says we are VR. VR. Live action VR troopers. I hope that never happens. I'm just gonna keep that above. Jokes, was there anything else that was interesting that came out of DC that you want to speak on, or
that was the biggest thing? Like, obviously the iOS always being updated. That's a typical thing each time we do for it. 15-inch MacBook Air, pretty cool. Like, I know a lot of people like the small, thin, making it a little bit big, cool, but definitely that was the biggest thing that came out. It was rumored for forever, and now it's finally official.
I mean, those chips are gonna make all the difference in the world. Those M2 chips are gonna make all the difference in the world, for real. Before I move on, just a quick thing. Did you all see the update for Captain America 4? Title change?
We were just talking about it.
It's now Brave New World instead of New World Order. I think that's smart. I hated the name New World Order. I just think that's that.
I just kept thinking about wrestling whenever I heard it. Like, it's NWO. Like, it's.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like New World Order is something that's so far-reaching beyond wrestling that, like, I don't know. I didn't like it, but I did like seeing a picture of, Anthony Mackie on set with Harrison Ford.
That was pretty dope.
Harrison Ford looking like he was giving him the third degree. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about that. That was, I just like that they announced it today. It is what it is. I think the name change is good. I'm good with it.
I'm fine. Doesn't bother me.
Time for some Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse talk. Look, we had a little bit of a fight during Spoiler Boys.
Maybe a little.
Just a little something.
A little bit of a fight during Spoiler Boys. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna say this movie is incredible. Jokes, what grade did you give it?
Gave it a 10.
Sam, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 10.
Say it out loud.
I gave it a 10.
Say it with your chest.
What'd you get past that?
Huh? What'd you
get past that?
10.
No, stop. Hey, that 10 for Spiderverse means nothing now.
Nah. Spiderverse, it gets a 10. It ain't even a. Yeah, it's that incredible.
Is that good?
Hey, listen,
It is that incredible.
Getting yelled at right now. You better not spoil it. Hey, listen, you better go see it. We're not gonna spoil it.
If you
spoil
didn't
it
know,
here. That's what spoiler is for.
Hey, if you didn't know, Spider-Man in that jump.
Hey.
You said just saw the Flash movie. Gotta say it was impressed. No spoilers, of course. Listen, man, I saw IGN gave it like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little concerned. I also did see that Transformers 4 joint got like a 5.
Stop.
Hey, bro, I was going to get my ticket when I saw that. I said, "Woo!"
He said that to me. I was like, "Nope, I'm ignoring it."
Listen, Perp said masterpiece.
Nothing. All 2 hours and 15 minutes. They used all that time very well.
Anyway, nah.
Robert Dean says was jokes 10 on the A to Z scale. Yeah, but it's still, I can't even. They say it's the best Spider-Man movie ever. They do say it.
It is.
They not wrong. Where's that, bro? Ain't no way, man.
It's a Sins movie.
Hey, listen, Shane know how to get his comments on screen every time. You just keep going. Domingo, relax, bro. We don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Look. Damn it, jokes. Man, Domingo's upset.
No, the Flash movie is not. It's okay. At least for the version. If you saw it now, the version, it's not.
It's not the same. I know it's not the same one that you saw because they just said that they added a secret ending to that joint.
So apparently, the premiere is going to be the only jump that has the actual ending. All these screenings that everybody saw doesn't have the true ending to the movie. Yeah, because they don't want people to spoil it. They said there's only going to be one actual premiere of it because they don't want the ending to get spoiled. So. J. Robert Dean says between Graduating Heroes, we're probably not going to get a Spidey until the end of June. I say you go right after graduation. That's all I'm saying.
A to B.
I expect that from Transformers now. Okay.
Nah. It's going to be better than a 5.
Hey, I hated my family after seeing Fast X and they weren't even in it. Man. That's terrible.
That thing was fire.
That's terrible. Yeah, look, Spider-Man is some of the most incredible cinematic movie storytelling ever. Period. Like across the board. I don't know if they'll be able to do anything to top that until the next one comes out. And that's where I'm at on it.
Whenever that title team works over there, they got that magic. That thing is flawless all the way through. Visually, musically, voice acting, art design, everything is just incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. That joint is. It's incredible. It is incredible. 209 million globally over the weekend.
Let's go. Well deserved.
Has the number 1 opening of the year. I mean, I agree.
Can you imagine
that joint
the next
might
one?
Be coming from Mario's head. I can't. No spoilers. But listen, I have issues with this movie. I'm just gonna make that known right now. I have issues with this movie. You're gonna have to watch Spoiler Boys.
It's the only way to find out.
You're gonna have to watch Spoiler Boys, or you can listen to it. I mean, it's on podcast services. You don't have to watch it. You just, go to Spotify, Spoiler Boys, It's right there for you.
My man was steaming.
Hey. It was hurting. Yo, it was hurting his soul.
You can see him in pain.
Yo, I had like an hour conversation with Ellis over the weekend about that joint. Like, it was tough, bro. That joint was tough, man. Y'all just gonna have to go. Y'all just gonna have to go look at the chat. I mean, y'all gonna have to go look at Spoiler Boys. I highly recommend. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Listen, my man said I believe it just listening to the soundtrack. So I think Spiderverse definitely brought Western animation back to life because better trash for a very long time. I mean, it's been tough. There are definitely aspects of this that borrow heavily from anime. That is for sure. Mm-hmm. But a lot of Western animation has been doing that for, I want to say, like the last probably 15 years. Mm-hmm. Starting heavily with probably like Avatar as like the first probably mainstream thing that just was like, nah, we're just pretending this is anime. Like, it was basically what it is.
We'll fight about it too.
So, side note, any thoughts on the rumor of another Tom Holland Spidey movie? Well, we know they're doing another. Mm-hmm. That is confirmed. That in and of itself is not a rumor. As a matter of fact, the producer, man, Amy Pascal can't keep her mouth for nothing. She spilled the beans on multiple projects. Another Spider-Verse film, live action Miles film. Mm-hmm. It's like she's out there spilling all the beans. They're definitely doing another Tom joint. It's just a matter of when and how it fits in between MCU and what Sony is trying to do. Let's see. Crazy as it sounds, out of all the movie premieres I got invited to, I missed the Spider-Verse and still haven't seen it, but will this weekend. I have Transformers premiere tomorrow, but I got to see the hype behind the Spider-Verse. Let me tell you something. If you go see Transformers and then you go see Spider-Verse, you're going to hate Transformers for the rest of your life. You're going to especially hate Beast Wars, right, Jokes?
Stop.
Hot take. Andrew Garfield is the most underrated Spider-Man. I don't know that that's a hot take.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I don't know what that really means. Because does that mean you think he's better than the other two live action Spider-Men? Because I don't think that's the case. I was grumpy a little because I'm a Funko Pop collector and it was spoiling some movie points for play. Hey, listen, 100%.
Hey, the toys. No,
will always spill the beans.
One of the Flash toys, like, saw it, had no idea what it was. Then once I saw the movie, I was like, oh, that was. They should have named it.
Like you can wait. But listen, I can't wait to see what you think. We will be discussing this.
Hey, listen, when you see it, I just want you to at me and just tell me what you thought about it. That's all I want to know. So I'm seeing it regardless.
See, let me reword this. The Amazing Spider-Man is a more underrated movie than the other two. I think it has grown in appreciation over the last few years. Because I think that after Tom's second movie, I think there was an appreciation for the difference in how the first two actors portrayed Spider-Man versus Tom's version of Spider-Man, and kind of like where they were age-wise and just what was going on with them. Oh, Lord, here we go. Speaking of animation, I know it's off topic, but I'm on episode 339 of One Piece. Well, sir, good only job. 700 more joints.
And you're going to love every minute of it.
Everybody's jumping on. Matter of fact, that's funny. He posted that Brenton messaged me the other day. Was like, yeah, I'm watching One Piece.
Let's go.
He was on like episode 80. I was like, oh.
Hey, we'll see you with Wano. We're still here.
No. No Way Home definitely redeemed Garfield for audiences who have written him off as a bad Spider-Man based on the poor performance of his two films. One, those films did not perform poorly.
They did awesome.
They did not perform poorly. Doctor Who? You on episode 13? Just give up.
She started the journey. Let's go.
Perk said, love it. Hey, listen, Perk.
Peak
I be wanting so bad to love you, Perk, and then you be liking joints like Fast. You be defending like Peace Wars. Like, then I don't be sure. I don't be sure what to do.
Nah, Perk.
Kid,
What
what
up?
You're right, Perk.
Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations, Kidlet. Just a couple of days. Last day of school is already behind you. I love it. It's good to see you. Look, man. Oh, see, Perk, you right back with me. See, this is the problem.
That's fine. I can have
You know
it all with me. That's fine. I don't care.
You're welcome, Kidlet. Hey, Doctor Who so need to give up. I mean, listen, she's not a giver upper.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's not a giver upper. All right, listen. This weekend, actually this week. So Summer Games Fest kicks off this week.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday is the Summer Games Fest show. We'll get to that at some point later. But the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase is coming this weekend, this Sunday. Sen and I will be doing a live reaction to that. Technically, their kickoff is at 12. Technically. So we'll be in to watch, react to it, and then discuss it. And then obviously we'll do a follow-up on Tuesday when Jokes is around, kind of talk about it with us. But now it's time. I hope y'all are ready for some Xbox and Bethesda Showcase predictions. I'm sure some of you out there in chat world have some predictions of your own. Sin, I know you have predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Jokes, I know you have predictions. Who wants to start?
I can knock it out.
Go around.
Right.
Sin, you go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think we're gonna get a actual look at Fable and a release window.
I think that's pretty to do because they've been teasing it on Twitter, showing little sparkles.
And even just in my mind, I'm going back to the Phil Spencer interview we talked about a couple weeks ago, just how bad they've kind of handled things and not keeping promises and things they said. So I'm like, okay, think about that conversation. I mean, you got to give us some of these things we're talking about, we're looking for. So Fable's one of them.
I'm digging. Dr. Who says she made it through Naruto and Shippuden in under a year and took breaks. She made it through One Piece. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I just remember you saying like you started watching and you thought it wasn't hitting for you. But I mean, again, you got to give it a little time. Guess what I'm not going to do?
Give it time?
Nope. Light of day.
At all. I'm going to tell you what my first prediction is. They're going to give the United States a date and a price for a Game Pass family plan.
Been trying for that one for a minute.
Yeah. I think it's time.
I mean,
that was one of the ones.
No, because we've been talking about it since before they were doing it. Then they announced it and they started doing it, but they were doing it in other countries, which is also extremely out of character for Microsoft, for Xbox. Generally, they start things here and then move them to other regions. But it's already running in multiple regions. And so, it's just like they need to win so bad right now. I feel like that, look, games aside, right? Because they don't have any choice but to show us games. And they did say, like, Aaron Greenberg did tweet earlier this week and say that there will be no, like, pure CG trailers for any of the first-party titles that they're showing. That there will only be in-game footage, in-engine footage with, like, maybe some part of a cinematic with it, but that everything they show is going to have game footage and in-engine footage. which is Doctor Who said it's still painful. I believe it, but you gonna make it through. And then if you get to the 1000th episode and you don't like it, I'd love to hear it. Jokes, what's your first prediction?
Going off of what you just said about the gameplay, we're gonna see this Indiana Jones game that we were hinted to like 2 years ago. I think it's been like 2 years. It's been like 2 years.
I don't think it's been 2 years. I mean, all right, but I don't think it has been. But I feel like that was last year. They just gave us like a little teaser.
I remember
like
that was last
teaser,
year. Yeah.
Official teaser, January 12th, January 12th, 2021.
A teaser?
Yeah.
That's when the video teaser went up. Hey.
Okay.
So I think it's,
all right.
I think
so,
it's about time.
Who's making that?
It's Bethesda, so I'm thinking it's gonna be because Starfield's the only thing that's getting its own
What up, Heather?
Thing.
Well,
but I'm gonna tell you now, I do think this joint is only gonna be on Xbox and PC.
Well, I don't know about that. This is id Software, I think. It
was in Bethesda because I definitely
it is Bethesda. I mean, they're under Bethesda, same people that do Wolfenstein. So, I mean, they haven't had anything in years, so it's. I mean, it's time, but I also feel like I'm pretty sure this is a deal that was in the works prior to the acquisition. So I would be fine with it if it is PC and Xbox, but I feel like though that deal was done with Lucas Film prior to the purchase, so they may not have a choice on that one. What's up, Alfonso?
Yo.
Sam, what's your next prediction?
Same thing in line with games. Same thing with Perfect Dark. I think we're gonna look at Perfect Dark finally, and also get a release window for it. I think, I need to see what's going on with Perfect Dark.
Where would you put the window?
I'm feeling winter.
Think this year? This year?
Yeah.
Or winter like anime and like beginning of.
Well, yeah. You know, it's the winter like December to like February sometime. Yeah.
You think Perfect Dark is coming end of 2023, first quarter of 2024?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Woof.
All right. Okay. Andrew says, I predict Call of Duty announcement of the setting. I know we never get it, but I like Revolutionary War. A war not touched. I mean, I don't know if the Revolutionary War is violent enough for Call of Duty. Not that it's not, but it's like the way that people seem to get excited. Look, bro, you load a musket.
Yep.
Only thing people seem to care about in Call of Duty is time to kill, bro. Like I don't know that like they would.
That'd be a funny gun to add. Hey, listen, just add that to a Call of Duty game. You have to like manually reload and do everything with that. That would just be a funny little add-on.
Make it a
add-on joke.
Make it a game.
That's
type.
it. Straight up musket and camo.
Yeah, specific game mode.
You gotta take your time.
Muskets.
Around,
Yep. That's it. You get the little blade.
That's actually you like that.
I won't actually be mad at that.
That actually be sweet. I mean, it's like shotty snipers, though.
Get one shot, hide away, gotta pack it, load it back up.
It's kind of like the golden gun was in GoldenEye, though. You probably don't remember that, Joe.
Oh my god,
I do.
Come on, Jokes. Don't pretend you remember that.
No, I played a lot of GoldenEye. That was like the only game. Hey, listen, when I went to my friend's house, we played 2 games on the N64 for multiplayer. It was GoldenEye. It was stupid. It was Wheel of Fortune.
I think I was living it up.
It was two totally parallel, opposite, different things.
J. Robert Deans, you're absolutely right that there were definitely some indigenous folks who tore some colonizers up, but I don't know if making a game out of it. Like, I don't know, bro. Call of Duty, that's tough. I'm not mad at the ask though, at all. Like just doing something different with Call of Duty finally. Like I can't be mad at that, honestly. Though it on that note, it wouldn't surprise me if we see, just with Microsoft working so hard to try to get this Activision acquisition completed, I can certainly see them showing whatever the next Call of Duty thing is going to be at their showcase, even if it is on everything. Shane said it won't happen, but imagine Microsoft teamed up with Rockstar, debut of GTA 6, Vince McMahon style announcement. What again not happening, but I mean, listen, I wouldn't even say it couldn't happen. Yeah, there's a part of me that feels like Microsoft might be hurting just enough to start playing dirty ball that's fair ball, because that's what's been happening to them across the board. Like Microsoft has the money to go to Rockstar and be like, listen
here, y'all. Won this 1 year exclusivity deal right quick.
Not even, listen, it doesn't even have to be that the game is exclusive to them. It just still is a big deal for you to be able to reveal it on your stage, because wherever people tend to see it first is the platform people tend to associate with it. It's like, it's just kind of how it is. So
here's a check. Just let us debut it. That's it. Just let us run the trailer. That's all.
Yeah. Just give us the trailer.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll also pack it in with the console at release too.
I'm shooting a wild one out here.
All right.
Because with E3 being gone and the people that we know are doing, like Ubisoft is doing their own thing, maybe Nintendo's doing a thing, whatever, right? But EA is not doing a thing. And EA has had a strong partnership with Microsoft for a long time. I have a feeling we're going to see the new Dragon Age game at the Microsoft Showcase. And I have a feeling that it's going to be multi-platform, but it's coming to Game Pass day one.
Woo! Wow.
That's my like.
Just
listen again. Here's the thing. At some point, Microsoft has to start lining themselves up to do what, like Sony's last showcase, they had really no first party joints to show except Spider-Man, right? For the most part, almost everything was third party. A lot of it was going to multi-platforms, but there's a lot of stuff like Final Fantasy that just isn't, right? And so if Microsoft doesn't start doing things like that, going out and making those like they're gonna have to get. You can be as aggressive as you want about buying properties and stuff like that, but if you're buying studios and you still intend to have a lot of their IP still be multi-platform because that's the way you make the most money, I totally get it. Then to bring people to your platform, or in order to pick up market share, the fastest and probably the smartest way to do that is to line up exclusives from third parties that you're not purchasing. So in the past, when they've done it, they get one or two, like they did it with Insomniac. I can't even think. What's the name of that game Sin and Insomniac did? That was the Microsoft exclusive
Overdrive.
Xbox One.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive. People swear it's good. It was okay to me, but I don't generally like Insomniac's game unless Spider-Man's in them. So, it was okay to me, but people love that game. It didn't really work out for them. But the launch of the Xbox One was so bad that, like, who played it? So if they don't start really trying to line some of this stuff, like when they did it with Tomb Raider, people were mad because it's Tomb Raider, like you can't have it, that's not okay, don't do that, right? People were mad at them. So you have to start lining some things up. Even if Dragon Age is in fact coming to other platforms, if you show it there first, if it's on their stage, and if it's coming to Game Pass,
that's a win.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, to me, that's the kind of stuff they got to start doing. So, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for them to be more confident and be more aggressive in what they do going forward. So, before I get to your next one, jokes, J. Robert Dean says, we got a jet. Good to see you all. I'll be briefly. Jokes, remember, it's a fancy pair of goggles worth risking your relationship. See y'all later. Man, listen, I try to get jokes smacked in the back of the head consistently while we're on the show.
Just wait for that one time.
So, for real, I don't know. Yeah, love you too, Kidlet.
All right, kid.
Congratulations again.
Yes.
Jokes, your next joint.
Gear 6. I think it is time. Gears 5 was I loved Gears 5, and I think we've had a good amount of time in between, but I think it's time. Unfortunately, as much as I would like it to be this year, it is not going to be a this year title. We will probably see that jump at the earliest. It would be mid next year. So I'm going to say a mid 2024 release we're looking at for it. But we'll probably at least get a little bit of that in-engine footage on where they are right now. So, but Gear 6.
Yeah, I mean, look, on that note, I think it is time for Microsoft to begin to showcase what the coalition has been doing. Gears 6, we know they've been working on it. Gears 5 was a number of years ago, and the coalition, if you remember, was instrumental in helping to do that Unreal Engine 5 Matrix demo that they put out, right? So these are folks who have been working with Unreal Engine 5 from the very beginning and helped to craft something that didn't just go to Microsoft platforms, but went to all kinds of other platforms, and it was like really, as players, their first foray into even touching something that ran in Unreal Engine 5. So I think you're right on that, Jokes. I think we see Gears. Typically, they do like a teaser the year before, and then they do the full reveal like the following year. So because they're saying everything will be like in engine or something like that, I could see them doing something in engine to kind of show off the Unreal Engine 5, stuff, but it'll be something super short, I think.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Couple of gunshots and Brute getting his head cut off with the saw gun. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do for Gears, and people gonna be happy.
That will create some hype. Sam, what you got?
Let me shoot. I'm going with a Gears 1 remake. Remakes have been popular and doing well for people. Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 2 and Snake Eater 3. Like they've been doing well and popular, and that is an old, very well beloved franchise that I think probably it's about time it could fall into that remake line and do really, really well for them, especially with all the new technology and everything they've done to Gears over the years. I think a remake of Part 1 would be fire.
So they have done a remake of Gears. So if there's a new Gears joint coming out and Coalition is doing Gears 6, who's doing the remake? Who's on it? We're doing Gears 6. Can't be Coalition.
A lot of studios in their pocket.
You trying to have them out here doing Mappa type work. Like you doing Gears 6 and you doing a remake for Gears 1? What y'all doing now?
Get crack the whip. Right. Get to work. Get to work.
Terrible. Listen, I like it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Look, I think whatever Compulsion Studios is working on, the last thing we saw from them was We Happy Few, which they debuted like the trailer before Microsoft even bought them. And then the game was in like early access. It finally came out in full access, and people were kind of like, on it, but then they got that Microsoft money. They hired a bunch of people. They opened a new studio. Compulsion has been working on something for like 7 years or something, bro. Like We Happy Few came out a long time ago. So we have no idea what it is. Like, while we know that there's a Perfect Dark and Gear 6 and Fable, Avowed, and like, whatever Everwild is that Rare's working on, we have no idea what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so I hope whatever they're doing is something brand new that we've never seen, that we haven't heard of. But it wouldn't surprise me if they were working on an IP, something that's been sitting in the back catalog for I don't know, Fusion Frenzy remake or something. I don't know, but something that's in the background, maybe like a sides, kind of like how they did like Fallout New Vegas. Like one of the things that Microsoft kind of has at their disposal now is the ability to like have another studio work on IP that's just kind of been sitting dormant for a minute and see what they do with it. So I'd like to see that, but we also know that as they made those purchases, they basically kind of let them do, what they were going to do, which is an issue that they've run into, really, I think throughout most of these purchases. It's been a problem that they've been a little bit too hands off, which kind of came, to light with what happened with Redfall.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if y'all saw the stuff that they said about Redfall, but there was an article last week that was like Redfall was already 2 years in development when Microsoft purchased Bethesda, and that there were people at Arcane who were like, they didn't want to do a multiplayer game, but Bethesda was kind of forcing them to do it. And like 70% of the devs who were working on it left because they didn't want to do a multiplayer game, and that they were hoping that when Microsoft made the acquisition, they were either going to cancel the game or force them back into turning Redfall into a single player game. Like that's how. So this is like way before Microsoft even had them. They were already upset about it. So
wow,
it's interesting. Before we get to your next one, your last one, Jokes. Andrew says, could DC use Xbox like Marvel because there's rumblings of an Arkham Origins remake to hold us over into Suicide Squad? They certainly could. And look, we could see something Mortal Kombat related. We know that they're doing something at Summer Games Fest. So with WB and all of the stuff that they own, it's so tricky right now because they don't know what to do with their own stuff. Like if you just look at what they just did with HBO Max, turning it to Max and then removing all kinds of stuff, and it's like HBO is the best SEO you have. Like that's what people know. They know HBO. Removing that from the title of your app is like the dumbest. So like who knows what they're doing? Would it be a good idea? Sure. I don't know that an Arkham Origins remake or a new Arkham remake. I don't know that would like.
I don't know if that would be the one.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know that would be. I don't know that would be the needle. And whoever would have to be making it, like it can't be Rocksteady because Rocksteady needs to focus on getting Suicide Squad right. So that means that if there is a remake being done, some other studio has to come in and redo it. And if it's not, like the only studio that we know that just crushes remakes is Bluepoint, and now Sony owns them. So I mean, they have done Xbox games before, but then that's not happening now. So unless Sony's just like, yep, let's make this money and put stuff out on everything. Jokes, what's your last joint?
This joint. So Microsoft, Xbox, they've been doing pretty good, I think, relationship with like Bandai Namco and bringing certain titles, whether it be Game Pass now or anything. I think we are going to actually get to see the unveiling of Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 4 on Microsoft stage. It got teased during the Dragon Ball Power Hour, but I think we're at that point now where we should be actually seeing it. I want to say the heart of me wants to be like, yeah, that joint's coming out in December, but I'm like, we probably won't see that joint for like another, maybe sometime next year. But I definitely think we'll get to see the first in-engine, what it looks like comparison to the other one, because the original Tenkaichi game came out in 2005. So we're almost at the 20-year mark for the release of the original. And I think on Microsoft stage, having the actual gameplay footage, who knows? They could use something like an Unreal Engine 5. I mean, that would be interesting, but I doubt it. But I think they would unveil it on Microsoft stage.
Okay, I'm with that 100%. Sen, is there anything else that you want to throw out there before we shut down the Xbox predictions?
Nah, the other one I was thinking of was that we're gonna get the family plan, but you had already said that, so nah, I don't have nothing else in my arsenal wise.
That's my number one because it's costing me too much money to keep paying.
I feel you. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? So I need that family plan, man. I got that old family Xbox Live Gold in my system. Like, I mean, it was sweet. What are y'all doing? Again, I just think they need another win. Look, we'll have to see, what they do if they come out swinging. I think, for the first time in a long time, Xbox is in a position they've never been in before simply because Sony already went. Last year, Sony didn't have anything at all. And every year prior to now, at E3, Microsoft has always gone on Sunday, and then Sony has followed up on Monday and just smacked them in the head. Oh, they did. All right, so let's do this. You know what I mean? They've always had that as an option. Yep. And so, what you got, Joe? Something just happened. What you got, Joe?
I just thought about something. You know what? You talked about Dragon Age. You know what we're missing, though? Mass Effect. I think we may get to actually see... I think we may actually get to see something of that.
I lost you.
Oh, you said you lost me? You here?
I heard what you said.
Oh,
Mass Effect. I don't know if y'all can hear me or if I'm gone or they're gone.
We can hear you.
Yes. Okay.
He had to Wayne Tech out and come back in.
Can you hear us now?
All right. Well, hopefully you all can at least hear me. For me, they're both frozen. I don't know what that means.
Oh, Wayne
we're just gonna try. Let's see.
Now he's frozen to us.
Right now he's frozen. Right. It's
you got us all kicked out.
Hey, I'm jokes now. I'm jokes now.
But I take it you can hear us now.
Right.
Yeah.
Check. Okay. Good.
Absolutely. Go for it. I missed the last thing you said.
Mass Effect. You brought up Dragon Age. Listen, it doesn't, and I forget. I haven't thought about it in a while. When did we get the first little teaser? John, has it been? I feel like it's been like 2 years now since we got that first teaser slicing that Mass Effect 4 was a thing. I think we could get another and maybe another tease if anything, but I think maybe we'll get to actually see something in Mass Effect 4. It ain't coming this year.
I'm thinking Dragon Age over Mass Effect. Dragon Age been in development longer. Yeah, it's been in development way longer.
I think they're gonna be on their mapper, and we about to see Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
Nah, they're not gonna have those two things share. No, everything will go towards Dragon Age, and once that's
they won't let those two things compete with each other. I don't think. Yeah.
No, not saying they're gonna come out at the same time. Oh hell no.
But even the news cycles, no, keep it focused on one instead of splitting up between the two. So it'll just be Dragon Age, if anything.
I think here's what I think. Even more than that, let's say they were willing to share the news cycle jokes. Here's where I am on that. We haven't had a Dragon Age in so long, and the last Mass Effect was so bad.
We need another one.
No,
we need to wash the taste out of our mouth.
They need to make sure they put something out and it hits and it works well. And for them to say right now, oh, we're working on Mass Effect while we're working on Dragon Age, is gonna make people go, oh nah, we're done. EA don't know what they're doing with BioWare. All the important people who were there when Mass Effect was happening before are all gone now. Anyway, like that, I think would be. I'm not saying you're wrong and they wouldn't do it. I am saying if they did it, it would be a mistake. Shane says, I think, unfortunately, as well as we are getting to an age where consoles are focusing on what their system has streaming-wise, app-wise as well. I guess what I mean is I think we're approaching an age to where they're focusing more non-gaming aspects of things. I think you couldn't be more wrong about that, Shane. And I only say that because we went through that with the end of the 360 era into the Xbox One era. That was the biggest mistake that Microsoft made, was focusing too much on TV and focusing too much on the apps and all the other stuff that you could do. They literally named the Xbox One because they were it's going to be the one console, the one thing you need, you do everything, run your cable box through it, and don't get me wrong. I loved it. I used to change channels through my Kinect. It was a real thing, right? But I think they've gotten away from it. Now, I do believe that while they have attempted this in the past, we are now coming into a renaissance of being able to truly do like omni stuff as far as the IPs are concerned, where you have stuff like Last of Us and it has a TV show that is incredible, that works incredibly well. And Sony does have the nerve to put a Gran Turismo trailer for the movie in their video game showcase. We are in that place. I think that movie is going to be really good. I don't know that that movie is going to do well, but I think it's going to be a good movie. Mm-hmm. So it remains to be seen how that lines up. But like for Microsoft, they're like the Ratchet and Clank movie did not do well for Sony. It's up and down. So I really think that they are kind of getting away from Shane says, see, this is why I love this page, Real Conversations. I appreciate it, man. That's what we're here for. Yeah, I just think at this point, like these are manufacturers who are trying to do other things. So there is, but it's like there's other stuff they're doing, but it's still gaming focused. So for Microsoft, it is, we want to put Xbox wherever you are. We want it on your TV. We want it on your cell phone. We want it on whatever. Jump in the cloud. Get Game Pass. We want to be that all in one, but we want to be everywhere. And for Sony, it at least has been a focus on trying to force you into buying the console because you can't play Spider-Man 2 anywhere else. We're not going to put Spider-Man 2 on PC the same day we put it on console because we want you to buy a PlayStation 5, right? And so their market share of console ownership doesn't necessarily, like, Microsoft still makes crazy money hand over fist, even in a place where they're third in the market. They're making a ridiculous amount of money because of the services. And so the services part of it, when you talk Game Pass, when you talk PlayStation Plus, you know, having like 3 tiers of it and all that kind of stuff. And Sony being a company that has owned other things, again, Columbia Music is Sony, Arista Music is, like, so many other things are under, you know, Sony, that them having Crunchyroll, like, they are super focused specifically on the anime music that is coming through. There's like a new like Crunchyroll like record label thing that they're rolling out right now that Sony is pushing really, really hard. So they are doing other things. They're allowing their Sony as an overarching company versus PlayStation to kind of help push those things, which they've been better at than Microsoft has the entire time. Sony has always tied PlayStation to their TVs or the Xperia Play phone or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Andrew said Gears of War with Dave Bautista calling the announcement. Hey, look, I'm with it. I'm with it. Is there a Gears of War movie too? Are we doing a movie? Is Dave running it down? They are doing a show.
Movie, a TV show, something. Yeah, I can see it.
Doing a show.
Yeah,
I feel like my man will pull it off.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, listen. I got one last thing that's just kind of sitting in the bucket. Y'all ready to watch a trailer?
Oh, always. Let's go.
Oh shucks. I was gonna put it. I'm not even going. I'm just gonna play it.
Yeah, just run it.
Oh, this one's bloody. Oh,
we're here to do things. Go.
After all she's been through, she's trying to make up for what happened to her.
You mean how Wesker brainwashed her and made her come after us?
Oh, the Resident Evil jump.
Yeah, the CG joint.
Except Jill.
Dr. Taylor?
Yes, we need him in custody ASAP.
I checked the DNA we got from a bite wound on an orca carcass.
It had a strain of T virus in it. You're kidding.
I found the connection between the folks that were infected. They all visited Alcatraz recently.
I think I'm gonna be fire.
Oh.
Well, Dr. Taylor.
That's what I'm looking for, Sid.
So gonna be fire. Because these CG joints be giving it up.
Hey, listen. For real, for me, the fact that like everybody's in this.
Yeah.
I'm Rebecca. What do you want me to tell them?
Someone accessed the DoD's server. They managed to steal data on Leon, Jill, Chris, and Claire.
You think this might have something to do with
Oh, jeez.
Most likely.
I'm going to use my virus to clean the slate.
Dylan!
Suckers, you're nothing more than pawns.
Lock and load, baby.
Yeah.
Terminate.
No, it's not gonna be fire. Watch party.
Excuse me.
He's all yours.
Chris.
We're at the final stage now. That there is no justice.
Well, it's over now. Time to light you up.
Let's do it, all of us.
Hey, it's all cleaned up right at the right moment.
Hey. Death Island. I'm ready for it.
Definitely going on vacation after this.
Look at that teamwork. Look at that teamwork. They don't want us back in Resident Evil B.
Love playing. Hey, what? They better not let us in, dog. Better not let us in. Look, Shane said we need Gears of War with the church now. 1,000 day check, baby.
Hey, listen, they may add him as a playable character in that show.
Acknowledge him.
Hey, listen, if they added the bloodline as an actual player, since they did
that would be dope.
With the bloodline,
hey, just give an emote that says "acknowledge me."
It was surprising to see her in this.
Nah, when he get like the change out and he go to like shot one of them.
Yeah,
acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me. That'll be fine.
That's it. That's
Hey,
it.
Y'all right now. I hate you right now. I hate both of y'all right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll be ready with the tribal chief.
Take my money, DLC.
Right.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, so listen. We getting ready to wrap the show up. Jokes, you got a job to do.
Yes, sir.
While you're doing that, Sin, you have a job to do.
Yes, so let's shout out our top 10 patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, Alex Lee, and Ellis Mbe. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
And y'all listen, don't be afraid to go check us out on Patreon. Hit that button. You know what I mean? Just see, like, maybe $1. You know what I mean? If it helps, if you can swing it. If you can, again, we appreciate you being here with us. We really do. We have a lot happening over the next 6 months. So
just go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Saucy Festival this weekend. On Saturday, we'll all be there. Yep, we are hosting a sauce competition. It's going down. Y'all know we love some snacks. Finna eat some sauce. They say how much sauce you picking up?
Anywhere from 3 to 4 bottles or something, depending on what's out there.
You gonna try to find you a sauce, bae?
Hey, if she out there, we're gonna find her.
My man, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Again, Sunday we have the reaction for the Xbox showcase, so we'll be doing that. Obviously, we'll be back. I guess Monday we gonna have a spoiler boys for Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
I'm looking at the schedule now, trying to figure time right now.
Hey, listen, me too. We'll talk about that. After this is over. Yeah. We're gonna try to figure it out. Tuesday, obviously, we'll have another show. Next weekend, man, listen, we got a little bit of a break, but then we jump right into Awesome Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna get a little tricky. But it'll be a great 3 days of pure madness. So if anybody is coming to Awesome Con and you see us, please say hi. You know what I mean? Come check us out. We're going to be a little bit busy working on some really cool interviews. with some of y'all. I can't spill the beans. Just I might have lined a little something up over the weekend while I was at Philly Fan Expo. So
I'm trying to take over.
I mean, listen, I appreciate that right there. Great stream, guys. Great show as always. Really appreciate that, Shane. Truly do. Andrew says good night. Thanks for making my day better with the chats and laughs. Anytime, man.
Of course, bro.
Absolutely.
Realistically, what we're here for. So yeah, we're gonna be super busy. We're gonna have a lot of content coming. We're working on some really cool interviews again right after we do Awesome Con, and like July comes and we have Blur Con and Older Con, and then like it's consistent. So there's gonna be a lot going on. But we'll be on it and we'll be here for you. There is what show is getting ready to come out at the end of this month?
Secret War.
We're gonna have Secret War. We're gonna have to do spoiler boys for every episode of Secret War. It's getting ready to be on, y'all.
Busy.
And listen, before we get out of here, let me just say, if you have not seen Spiderverse, go see Spiderverse instead of Beast Wars.
and then go back and watch the spoiler boys.
Go see
God, right. Listen, yeah, go see Spiderverse. Absolutely, go see Spiderverse. It is a necessity for your life. Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do me a favor
and
take us out? Tell the people what I need them to hear.
Gotcha. So remember, y'all, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea.
With that, we are out. Tools and lose.
Loading snacks.